Hey everybody, and welcome to my 32-week pregnancy update for baby number 3. I'm officially 8 months pregnant now, which is crazy. I think I say crazy every week, but 8 months, only 2 months left in this pregnancy. It's just flying by, and this week, like many of my weeks, have been super busy, so I made some notes here, and I'm just going to jump right in because lots happened. Okay, what should I start with? I'm going to start with my midwife appointment, even though it was midweek last week, because that has some kind of surprising news in it, to me anyways. But yes, so I have a midwife appointment. I met with the third midwife, the one that I had not met yet, so I was really excited to meet her, and thankfully I love her just as much as the other two ladies, so there's no kind of awkward, oh I hope I get this midwife and not this midwife when I go into labor. I actually do like all three of them, so I'm very relieved to say that. This appointment actually, I think it was supposed to be half an hour. I think most of my appointments are supposed to be a half hour, but it was a full hour-long appointment, and it didn't feel like it, but when I walked out, yeah, it was a whole hour that we were talking, and we talked about tons of things. One of the things I'll bring up later, but one of the things I wanted to bring up with her was preparation for my home birth. Now that I'm 32 weeks, I was wondering when I should start buying, you know, kind of the stuff for the home birth kit and where I should be looking and what I need in particular. And she brought up the midwife, their website, and right there they had all this info and all these links and things like that as to where I can look and what I should buy. So immediately when I got home from that appointment, I just jumped right in and ordered my birth kit. There was a couple of different options, and I ordered one of the more basic ones and then added just the things that I needed, instead of getting the big deluxe one with a bunch of stuff that I already had or I didn't need. So that was super fun, just going through all that online. It's a local company here. It's like half an hour away from where I live, and it's supposed to be ready for pickup by the end of this week. So I do have to drive kind of into town to pick up it, but I'm really excited that that's ordered. It just makes me feel like, you know, we're getting a little bit closer. If you hear snoring beside me, it's because Huey, my dog, is sleeping just down over here and he keeps snoring. I keep trying to wake him up because he's so loud, but he keeps going right back to sleep. I'm talking about you. Anyways, so yes, my birth kit is ordered, and along with just the stuff I had to order, there's like a list of other supplies that I needed to gather, and I've slowly over the week started gathering that kind of stuff. I just want to get it done. I just feel more, even though I know I'm not going to go into labor anytime soon, knock on wood, I just feel better once it's done and I know it's done. I talked about with her when the midwives come to my house for a home visit, because I know that happens prior to a home birth, and she said at my 36-week appointment they come to our house just to make sure we have all our supplies and to, like, I guess, check out the layout of the house to make sure they're totally prepped and ready. So I'm 32 weeks. That's only 4 weeks from now. They're going to be coming to my house. They want to make sure everything is ready, so I just feel like, I need to get it all ready. But yeah, I'm excited nonetheless. I still think, yeah, I have one more appointment before that home visit. So one more appointment and then the home visit. It's just, it's crazy. What else did I talk to her about? Talked to her about birth pool, because I do want to attempt a water birth, but I'm not, like, my heart's not completely set on it because I know that everyone's different, and I might get in that tub and decide that it's too painful, or my contractions slow down, or I can't push right in the tub. I want to have it as an option, but I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't have a water birth. So she first initially said, do you have a big bathtub, because that would be ideal, and I said I do have a big bathtub, but I wouldn't consider it big enough for a birth. I kind of want room to move around, so that wasn't ideal in my opinion. We have a 3-story house, and I really want to have the home birth down in like the basement level, because there's a spare bedroom down there, so I can prep that room and that bed and everything like that. I don't have to worry about changing sheets and stuff. It'll just be ready to go. And then there's an area with hardwood that I could put the pool in, so it's not carpet like up here in the bedroom. So I just really want to have the home birth downstairs. Everything can be down there. And the bathtub's up here. So then she even suggested going to like Canadian Tire or looking on Amazon for like kids pools, like blow up inflatable kids pools. She said that's a more economical way to go, especially if I'm only going to use it one time, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Never really thought about that before. And anyway, since that appointment I Did do a bunch of research online, the benefits, like the pros and cons of buying versus renting, and surprisingly, if I buy an actual birth pool, not like a kiddie pool, but an actual birth pool out of the States, I live in Canada, it's cheaper than renting one here in Canada. So I've been doing some research on a couple different models, and I think I'm leaning towards just buying one. It's not an outrageous price by any means. When I pick it, I can leave the link down below if you want to check it out. I don't think we're going to have baby number 4, but if we ever did have baby number 4, we'd have a pool ready to go. So yeah. I have a bit of a cold right now that I should have mentioned. If I sound a bit nasally, that is why. Sore throat, runny nose, fun times. What else did we talk about at that appointment? I brought up anxiety. Because I've mentioned in the past, my last 2 pregnancies, I dealt with anxiety a lot, and I haven't dealt with it at all in this pregnancy. In the past couple of weeks, ever since Mexico, it's been cropping up again. Specifically more in the evening than in the morning. I just get really panicky, and I just can't, like, I feel like I'm breathing lots, but I'm not actually getting any oxygen. Like, I just breathe too much, I guess hyperventilating, I don't know. I just work myself up, and I can't calm down, and it seems like if I have something to do outside of the house, it's worse than if I'm home. Like if I have work to go to or some kind of event or something, it gets worse. So I just wanted to bring it up with her so she was aware, because I've dealt with it in the past in case it gets worse. So it's something on her radar. We talked about that for a bit. And then at the very end of the appointment, which I thought was odd that we waited till the end of the appointment, I had an ultrasound the week prior, and I mentioned it in last week's video, and it was a growth ultrasound because I have celiac disease, and I didn't hear anything back, so I assumed everything was fine. And she mentioned at the very end of this appointment that they got the results back and that all the measurements on baby were fine, like in the right range, except for baby's head, and baby's head was less than the 10th percentile, which is considerably small. However, there were notes on there that said that the tech had a hard time getting proper measurements because of baby's positioning, and I did mention that that ultrasound was over an hour long. She kept getting me to flip and walk around and everything, and she kept saying it was really hard because baby wasn't moving their head properly. So although it's alarming to hear that that measurement saying that baby's head is way off, at the same time, I know she did have a hard time getting that measurement. So my midwife scheduled yet another ultrasound. I can't believe how many ultrasounds I've had in this pregnancy. My last 2 pregnancies, I only had 1 each. I think this is like number 6 or 7. It's insane. Anyways, I'm going to have another ultrasound at 34 weeks to redo that measurement. Hopefully everything is okay. I'm just trying to think positively that she just got the measurement wrong because of baby's positioning. I did ask, I said, what if that's, you know, the correct measurement? And she didn't really want to answer that question. She said basically she'd send me to like fetal medicine or something like that, like a specialist who would then, I guess do further ultrasounds and look into what the issue is. But I'm not going to go there right now. I'm just going to go with that the measurement was wrong, baby's okay, and anxiously looking forward to a 34-week ultrasound. Alright, so another thing that has been on my mind more and more with each passing day and week has been the birth of this baby. I guess now because I'm approaching the end, I'm like well into the 3rd trimester, my mind is going towards labor and delivery, and I've started watching YouTube videos again like I've done in the past, and I start thinking about it and I start panicking about it a little bit, but then I reassure myself and I'm reading books, and I don't know, it's just fully on my mind. I guess because I've been through it before, I know what I can expect, and although it's exciting, it's terrifying at the same time, especially my first home birth, so it's definitely been on my mind. My yoga instructor is actually a doula and birth coach, and I feel like she was a midwife too. She's a bunch of things, and anyway, she offers one-on-one couples like counseling kind of sessions for birth preparation, and it's just like a 2.5-hour course, and we actually have that today. I spoke to her last week and told her I wanted to book one with her between now and the end of my pregnancy, and she had availability today. So later on today, my husband and I will be meeting with her just one-on-one, and she's just going to kind of tailor it to our needs. So we're just going to be able to talk to her about, I'd like to talk to her about pain management ideas and things like that, and she's going to refresh our memory on just things like what to expect, and she said it's more beneficial for my husband than me, but I think it will be beneficial for me as well. So yeah, I have like a little mini birth class, I guess. We're not taking official classes or anything like that, but we are doing that one. So yeah, that has been on my mind. And then the last kind of big thing this week is that I had said in last week's video that I saw my specialist about being diagnosed with ulcerative proctitis. Actually, I don't know if I actually mentioned that in that video, but I saw the specialist finally and I got my diagnosis. I have ulcerative proctitis, and met with her, and she said there was one medication I could do that was pregnancy safe, and the rest of them, it's an autoimmune disease, so the rest of them suppress your immune system, so they aren't safe in pregnancy, so I'd have to wait till postpartum. So anyways, I was a little naive going into this, and I just started the medication, and I really should have done more research on it, because by day 4, the side effects of this medication were just out of control. Like by day 2, I wasn't feeling that well, but by day 4, it was, I had extreme nausea to the point of vomiting. I had extreme back pain, like kind of where your kidneys would be, like this like radiating back pain. I had digestional cramps, which are, I have those all the time, but there was more of them. And what else? Oh, I had this extreme, I keep saying extreme, but it was fatigue. Like I couldn't function. I wanted to sleep, but even when I went to sleep, I was in this weird like coma-like state. It was awful. I was at work on Tuesday, and I tried to go to work and I couldn't even function. Like I had to leave an hour in because my head wanted to go down the desk and I wanted to throw up at the same time, and my back was hurting, and it was so awful. So I looked into the medication that day and looked up all the side effects, and there's like a seriously long list of side effects, and I had like 5 of them from the list, but in the extreme version of those side effects. So that was pretty scary. I called my specialist the next day, decided to stop, and I called and left her a voicemail, and her voicemail says it could take up to 48 hours for her to get back to me. So I just decided to stop on my own because I deal with enough digestional issues. I'm not going to put myself through that for medication, especially while pregnant. And she ended up calling me the 2 days later herself, not her receptionist, which I thought was good of her. And basically she said the only other option is a drug called prednisone, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I've been on it in the past for an unrelated issue. It's an awful drug. It's got so many side effects, and she was going through them with me, but apparently it's pregnancy safe. And at this point I'm not wanting to take anything. So I said to her, like, how do you feel about me just riding it out till the end of my pregnancy and not taking anything? And she actually agreed with me, which thankfully she did. She said as long as I monitor my symptoms and they don't get any worse, she's happy with me waiting till postpartum, which is good. So that's the plan. This is a long story and I'm trying to make it short, but I'm a little bit anxious because most of the drugs postpartum are not safe for breastfeeding. And I plan to breastfeed for a long time, so possibly I won't be treated for a long time. So the other thing I did this week was book an appointment with my naturopath, who has been so amazing in the past. I don't know why I don't just go to her straight, but anyways, she's confident that she can deal with the symptoms with a bunch of herbs and natural remedies, so she started me on those. I started yesterday, and I'm really curious to see the results. She has helped me through so many things. She's helped me through fertility issues, postpartum issues, just lots of things. So I just have a lot of faith that she'll be able to help with this problem, and I'll keep you guys updated. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my 32-week update. There's more, but I'm going to save it for next week because I'm sure this video is super long now anyways. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I will attach my belly shot at the end of this video as always, and let me know if you have any comments or questions down below, and thank you so much for watching. Bye! Alright, and here's the 32-week belly from the front. And the 32-week belly from the side. It's growing for sure. I think it looks a lot better than last week, personally. Back up a bit more. But yeah, that's the 32-week baby bump.